Channel 7 wishes you a happy holiday season.
Here I am again for Atlantic Richfield Company. This time, I'd like to talk to you about whether or not you warm your car up in the morning. Some people don't, which isn't such a good idea. The point of warming up your car is to keep it from stalling once you're underway, and also to get the oil circulating through the engine. So, no matter how your car behaves, it's usually a good idea just to let it warm up for a minute or two before starting out. Oh, by the way, my folks had all the neighbors in last week to watch me on TV, but my dad said it's the last time because, well, once my part was over, everybody started talking, and he couldn't concentrate on the game. Well, that's my dad. Anyway, if you keep buying Arco gasoline, I'll see you next game. Hi, it's me again for Atlantic Richfield Company. This time I've got kind of an unusual tip to give you about driving your car. Every chance you get, stop driving and start walking. Walking's great exercise. It gives every muscle in your body a good workout. It's even good for your head. It helps you think clearly. Besides, at 3 miles an hour, you can see and hear things that you miss when you're going 60. As a matter of fact, I think we all spend too much time in our cars and we've forgotten how nice it is to take a walk. You know, somebody once said that it's like taking a vacation that doesn't cost a cent. So that's my tip for today. Every chance you have to take a walk, take a walk. Go! Hi, I'm Kathy. Here I am again for Atlantic Richfield Company. This time I've got a couple of tips to give you on how to get better gas mileage. First, a lot of people have this nervous habit of gunning the engine while waiting for the light to change. But this uses up a lot more gas than you'd think. Of course, the fact that it wastes gas doesn't mean that all of a sudden you have to start behaving very calmly. Just think of some other way of being nervous. Oh, and second, when the light does change, avoid making a jackrabbit start. I don't even think jackrabbits make jackrabbit starts. Anyway, just remember to pull out evenly and smoothly. And don't forget our deal. You keep buying Arco gasoline, and I'll keep turning up with tips about cars. See ya.
New on Friday, the $6 Million Man. There's never been anything like him. Part man, part machine. He's the top secret weapon that no one can stop. The $6 Million Man. Here on ABC.
Do you know what those big fat clouds mean? Well, I'll tell you. If you're planning on sunning yourself on the beach tomorrow, forget it. Better you should.
When Dr. George Fishbeck talks about weather, he knows what he's talking about. That's why anybody who's interested in the weather turns George on.
And that means big fat raindrops tomorrow.
The Eyewitness News Team. People turn us on at 4:30, 6 and 11 on Channel 7.
On AM, Ralph Story watches L.A. for you.
This morning, I'm going to tell you about a new bestseller. The author's first book, a definitive work on the history of scissors, didn't sell very well.
Come on, Ralph. Who has time to read?
Well, Valerie, I think you might take time to read this one.
I don't see how. I've got to re-wallpaper the kitchen. The children have to get to school.
You see, Valerie, this one's a sex manual.
Oh!
AM, the show that watches L.A.
Lion Country Safari, close enough to touch. Lion Country Safari, close enough to touch. Lion Country Safari, close enough to touch, but don't. Lion Country Safari, San Diego Freeway in Orange County at Moulton Parkway.
Sunday sports means ABC Sports, and ABC Sports means Wide World of Sports. Now you can enjoy 2 Wide World of Sports shows every weekend on ABC. That's right, Saturday's favorite afternoon sports program adds a second, all-new Sunday show to its weekly schedule. The very best sports come from ABC Sports. ABC is the place to be for Sunday sports.
Meet some friends of yours that live at the San Diego Zoo. This is Sig, a baby Siberian tiger. When he's full grown, he'll weigh over 700 pounds. This is Sonora. She's a fully grown fox and loves people. Boomerang is the only 3-year-old orangutan we know of with a fan club. Bring the family and enjoy a very inexpensive day at the San Diego Zoo. The San Diego Zoo is so close to Los Angeles, it's like playing in your own backyard.
Channel 7 wishes you a happy...
Give a hamburger to someone you like. Give some fries and a shake and make someone happy. Give a cheeseburger and pie to your favorite girl or your favorite guy.
This Christmas, give McDonald's 50-cent gift certificates. It's like giving a hamburger to a friend or putting French fries in a grab bag. So give McDonald's 50-cent gift certificates to everyone. Merry Christmas!
In the news tonight, there's a good chance of another strike on the local scene. This a big one against McDonnell Douglas. A former White House aide has some unkind things to say about Henry Kissinger, and this has been a very busy night in sports. And Ross is standing by with a full report. Kelly, in the weekend weather and all the news upcoming in a few seconds here on 4.
Elementary, my dear Watson. Pound cakes are like wines. Each one has its own signature. Now, this one is a package mix, and this darker one is a well-known frozen pound cake.
But this one helps.
Ah, yes. The golden color, the natural-looking texture. One would think it was homemade, but since we know it is not, it could only come from one other place.
Of course. Where?
Cleveland.
Of course. Stouffer's. Cleveland.
Here's another outstanding value from Ward's. 3 swivel rockers, big on comfort and savings, $30 worth. For easy lounging, Ward's early American print. For the traditional look, a design in striped velvet. And for any decor, a contemporary tweed style, covered with 100% nylon. Z-Pel treated to resist stains with reversible cushions. Now only $99.88. For the best seat in the house, Ward's swivel rockers.
See The Godfather car in the James Garner special. Meet Chad Everett Sunday afternoon and Gary Berghoff from MASH. 13th Winter Nationals, February 14th through 16th, L.A. Convention Center.
Use of nuclear energy plants in L.A. on News Conference tomorrow. This is the KNBC News Service with John Schubeck, Ross Porter with tonight's developments in sports, and Kelly Lang with the weekend weather outlook. Now, John Schubeck.
Good evening. As if this region needed any more bad economic news, we have it tonight. It appears as if 18,000 employees of the McDonnell Douglas Corporation will go on strike at midnight Sunday. That is because negotiations between the company, McDonnell Douglas, and the union representatives in St. Louis have broken down, and workers here in California said some time ago that they would join any strike action taken in Missouri. People who want to work but can't find jobs are part of today's other bad economic news. The unemployment rate soared to 8.2% nationwide last month, and it rose to an even higher figure here in California. A statewide jobless rate of 9.3% has jammed local unemployment offices. In terms of people, some 920,000 Californians are now out of work. Locally, the unemployment rate has risen to 8.9% in the Los Angeles Long Beach area. And in the lines today, few people were expressing any optimism about quick economic recovery.
Automotive assembler, and I've worked for General Motors for 5 years, and I've been unemployed since the 8th of November.
I'm a waitress. How long have I been out of work? Since June the 20th of '73.
What do you think about the president's proposals for uplifting the economy? You feel that they're going to help people like yourself get back to work quickly?
No, not quickly. Not at all. It's going to take a long time because it took a long time to get where we were now. I just hope that they can get together and put their heads together and find out something that'll help me get back to work.
I'm an escrow officer. I worked the last day, November the 29th,
And I've got great hopes for the future in spite of Ford.
You say you're a furniture manufacturer. For how long?
About 24 years.
Have you ever seen it this bad?
Yes, during the Depression.
Some bright economic spots these days seem to be at the Internal Revenue Service regional centers around the country. They are being swamped with early income tax returns, probably because refunds are expected, possibly because of all the talk about rebate, even though the Los Angeles IRS people are more skeptical than ever about that point.
The IRS speculates that people don't understand or even care about the plan because so far it is just that, a plan. Others, though, are going ahead and mistakenly adding on 12% to their refunds, the amount President Ford asked Congress to approve. Those returns are being rejected by the computer. At H&R Block, the nation's biggest tax preparer, business is also picking up after a slow start. The office manager says he's noticed people are much more tax conscious this year and are fighting about every penny they have to declare and pay taxes on. With the sagging economy, people need the money this year more than ever.
They're filing sooner. They want and they just don't want to give anything that they don't have to the government.
The following NBC sports program is brought to you in living color.
Presents NHL Hockey Hints, starring me, Peter Puck. At this time, I'm going to talk about timing, equipment, officials, and players. Hey, cool it, fellas. I got something to say. Howdy, fans. Peter Puck here to lay some facts on you about hockey, the world's fastest team sport. Now, the playing time of a hockey game is 60 minutes, composed of 3 20-minute periods, separated by 2 15-minute intermissions. Now, to begin with, before the game even starts, I'm given a deep freeze. Woo! That's to take a little of the bounce out of my hard rubber body. By during the game, would you believe, I travel around this rink at speeds over 100 miles an hour, and that's pretty fast for a little guy measuring 1 inch thick by 3 inches wide. Now let's look at our field of play. It's called a rink, and not a rinky-dink rink either. 200 feet long and 85 feet wide. Almost large enough to contain 4 basketball courts. The wooden sides of the rink are referred to as, what else? The boards. And above the boards, there's shatterproof glass. See what I mean? Beneath that ice are the markings we call the center red line, and the 2 blue lines dividing the rink into a middle neutral zone and offensive and defensive zones. At each end are the goal lines with the goals themselves. They are 4 feet high and 6 feet wide. That rectangle before the goal is called the crease, and only the goalie is allowed there, unless I happen to slip in, and then it's fair territory for anybody. Whoop! Hey, wow! Hey, watch it! Hey, wow! These circles and dots are used for face-offs. That's starting play. These are the players' benches and separate penalty boxes. Now about the officials. There is a referee, 2 linesmen, and 2 goal judges, plus some clock watchers and a scorekeeper. The referee, in the striped shirt and orange armbands, is the boss. He's in charge. He starts the game, calls penalties, lays down the law, and his decision in all disputes is final. The referee is assisted in his work by 2 linesmen. Same kind of uniform, but no armbands. The linesmen determine offsides, icing, some penalties, face-offs other than center ice, and they try to break up fights. The penalty timekeeper keeps track of the player's time in the sin bin. The penalty box, that is. Now, at each end of the rink, we have another official, the goal judge. One sits behind each goal in a glass booth. When I, Peter Puck, cross the red goal line completely, the judge turns on a red light. The red light remains on for 12 seconds and is sometimes accompanied by a buzzer or siren, depending on the arena. The scorekeeper keeps score and the statistics, while the timekeeper keeps time. What else? Now for the players. A team has 17 skaters and 2 goalkeepers. A team puts 6 men on the ice. A center, right wing, right defense, left defense, and goaltender. And the same applies to the opposing team. Now the game is basically simple. The 2 teams attempt to zap me. Well, there you have it. The fastest team sport in the whole world. It may be rough and tough on a puck, but love that hockey game.